it do, what it do. Que lo que. If you're new here, hello, I'm Reels TV. At this point, we was together for maybe almost 2 years when that happened in the car. But, y'all, maybe almost a year. This boy, you know, we're in high school, or we had just got out of high school. So at this point, this is like end of 2016 going into 2017, okay? He just gets his license, okay? You know, so that means a little freedom. He don't got to ask his mom for a ride, any of that. He don't got a car yet, but his mom was letting him use his car. So the day he gets his license, I think I was either at school because I was going to college at the time, or I was at work. Remember, because I wasn't texting him at the moment because I was busy. So apparently, you know what? Let me tell you how I found out. Because probably 2 weeks went by and I was living all jolly and happy and I thought I was in love and shit. So I had this girl. She was my best friend for a long time. But this girl, so we shared each other's Instagram accounts. So like I had her password, she had mine. So for some reason, she gets a DM from this girl basically asking, she was like, just let your best friend know her boyfriend is on mine because he was just with me and we was just kissing and da-da-da. So I'm like, But this was his ex-girlfriend. So I'm like, she's mad. She's lying. Like, that's exactly what that is. She's mad. I need proof, whatever. We tell her, I was like, tell her to send some proof. So she sends like screenshots of their messages and I'm like, y'all, it gets to the point where I believe this boy was not cheating on me so much. I thought the screenshots of the messages were fake. I thought she made it up so that they could get back together. Like, that's how dumb I was. So I'm like, girl, no. Mind you, I'm on the phone with, let's call the girl that was my best friend. Let's call her Sasha. So I'm on the phone with Sasha. I'm like, Sasha, no, she definitely lying. Like, we on FaceTime and while she DMing her, she definitely lying. Like, where is the proof? Like, I don't see no screenshots. Like, she could have made that up. Da-da-da. So she sends another screenshot of a video that he sent her. And then I knew because it had got to the point where the video, he had never posted on no social media or nothing. It was a dumb video, like him counting money or some shit. I don't know. He was lame. But I'm like, oh, okay. Y'all, in the messages, he basically saying, I miss you and I love you and we need to hang out again. So then it was like a day later. And then he's like, here. She was like coming. So he pulled up on her. They was talking in the car, I guess, and then he left, and then she texted him. She was like, I really missed you. I miss kissing you. I love you so much. Da, da, da. So the whole reason why she DM'd me in the first place, y'all, is I guess they had been talking for like a week, and they had been texting or whatever, and he basically was like, I can't do this anymore. I love Aurelia. I can't play you. I can't play her like that. Which at this point, it's like, buddy, you're in too deep. You're in too deep. Stupid, you're in too deep. Like, you already had got to the point where you kissed another bitch. Like, you cheated on me. The fuck? So, I end up finding out. I call him. I'm like, hello? He got the phone up. I think he knew I knew. I'm like, hello? He's like, yeah. I'm like, so you think I'm dumb? And he's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, dang, what I said I was gonna call his girlfriend? His ex-girlfriend. Let's just say I call her Angel. So I'm like, Angel, yeah, Angel, you thought I didn't know? He's like, what are you talking about? I said, stupid. You pulled up on her the day you got her license and you kissed her and you've been talking to her and you didn't want me to know, so you told her not to tell me. Like, of course she's gonna tell me because she wants to be with you. Like, stupid. Are you dumb, stupid?
stupid. I'm not gonna let you get the
Like, really? And out of everybody, your ex, the one that you've been telling me not to worry about, like, I'm sorry, what are you talking about? I'm so sorry. Y'all, this boy was literally crying. And I'm like, I'm done. You, give me my stuff back. We're done. We're done. Do not talk to me ever again. Y'all, we broke up for maybe 2 months. And we got back together again. You know, dumb. It's me putting my clown makeup on. Being dumb.
I like this nigga, so I'm back with him with my stupid face on. So mind your business, because some people like to be stupid in private.
So I'm like, okay, we get back together again. Part 2, we get back together. Dating for another whole year and a half, okay? Towards the end, y'all, mind you, who was gonna join? So he was gonna join the Air Force. Yeah, we're gonna say Air Force. So he was gonna join the Air Force, and he had been going to all the, I don't know if call it PTs or workouts or trainings, but he had been going to all of them during the week. And it had just got to the point where, you know, we hadn't really seen each other that much, and I just felt like I wasn't really getting attention from him. And it just had got to that point. But, you know, we was together. I really loved him. I really, truly loved this boy. I would do anything for him. Like, I would literally do anything for him. That's where I stood. So random. I want to say this was like March of like 2017. So, you know, we're cool. Everything's good. And then randomly, he just, you know, he stops giving me attention. And he stops like talking to me a lot. And he just acts so freaking distant. And I asked him, like, are you good? Are we good? Because, you know, things feel so different. And I don't know what I did. Did I do something? And, you know, he's just like, I just need my space. Da, da, da. So I'm like, okay. So I give him his space because I'm like, you know, I don't want to push him away. I had texted him again a couple of days later, like, is everything good? Like, da, da, da. I know you need your space, but I can't really just not talk to you. And he's like, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm just not in love with you anymore.
Yeah, you never did. You don't give a damn about.
Y'all, my heart said, y'all, that was probably the most heartbreaking message I had ever gotten. Like, when I tell y'all I was so sad, I was depressed. Like, how could you say that to somebody? And then it be so random. Like, I swear, 2 weeks before that, he was acting like he loved me. And then out of nowhere, he not in love with me no more. Like, that's so evil. You can't play with people's feelings like that. So I'm like, so you don't love me no more? He's like, I don't know. I just need time. I don't know what's going on. I don't feel the same like I used to about you. And, you know, I'm about to join the Air Force. So everything's so different. And, you know, but mind you, we had been together for 2.5 years. At this point, when he came back from basic training, we were gonna get married. Like, it was that serious. Like, he was gonna be my husband. I was willing to move around for him. And y'all, please don't ever pause your life for a boy, for a girl. Don't do it. Do not do it. Focus on what you gotta do. Focus on your future, because I could have been on this YouTube stuff because I had already wanted to do it like when I was with him, but I didn't want to like fully commit because I was so focused on him and our relationship and him cheating and, you know, trying to gain him trying to gain my trust back. You know, I had been so consumed with the relationship that I was not focused on who I was or loving myself or none of that. It's like, okay, well, I just need my time. Like, maybe we need to just take a break. While this break is happening, mind you, it had probably been 4 days, his grandmother passed away. And he just, you know, you could tell he was sad, and he just didn't, I think that's what really broke him, because he wasn't really the same after that. So he just kind of stops talking to me. And I tried to be there for him, and I was as much as I could be, as much as he let me. Probably 2 weeks had gone by this point. I'm like, I can't keep talking to you, and I don't know if, like, we're gonna be back together, because you told me you're not in love with me anymore. So, like, I don't know how you even feel about me anymore, and I don't feel comfortable talking to you, and then, you know, I don't want you to play with me. He's like, you know, I love you still, and I want to be with you. So I don't know. I've been fucked up in the head lately, and da da da. So I'm like, okay. So y'all pull up on him. This was probably like a month before he leaves. Mind you, we're not together, and we're just hanging out, and then one thing leads to another, and you know what happens. So after, he's laying in the bed with me, and he's just telling me how much he loves me and how much he missed me and how happy I make him. I miss you too. And he's just like, you know, you feel like home, like da da da. You know, y'all know what people say when they playing with you. A couple of days go by, and he just start acting, you know, I text him, basically ask him what's tea, like what's wrong. And he's just like, I just think we shouldn't be together. Like, I'm about to join the Air Force, and I don't want to confuse myself. I'm really just focused on my future right now, da da da. And I was like, wow.
She belongs to the streets.
Yo, I had never been such a sad bitch in my life. Like, so he breaks up with me. He goes off to basic training. A little before he left for basic, my bad. So a little before he left for basic training, I get a DM. And mind you, we were talking. We were talking, and then he started acting distant. So he kind of just cut me off and cut all ties with me, unfollowed me on everything. And I was like, okay. So this girl DM'd me and was like, hey, I just want to let you know that, basically asked me, like, are you messing with Stupid? And I was like, kind of, why? And she's like, oh, because my best friend is messing with him, and he's trying to date her and, you know, do things with her. And yeah, so I'm like, okay, send receipts. So she sent me all these messages, and he's like, you make me feel so happy. I haven't felt like this in a long time, and you're just so different from everyone else I've been with, and da da da. Mind you, y'all, at this point, Stupid was 19. This girl was 15 years old. She was a sophomore in high school. A fucking sophomore. Gross, right? Yeah. So I'm like, what? So I see her age and I see her page. I'm like, whoa, okay. All right, bet. So I text him about him. So I was like, so who's this girl? Like, da da da. He was like, Aurelia, we're not together. She's somebody I'm talking to. I really like her. Da, da, da. I'm like, okay. Don't, like, you're dead to me. Don't talk to me again. Like, dead ass, do not talk to me again. So he's like, I'm sorry, da da da. I'm like, no, fuck that shit. Bye. So he texts me maybe 2 weeks later. He about to leave for basic training. So he lets me know. He was like, I'm leaving for basic on Tuesday. I really want you to come and see me off. It would really mean a lot to me, da da da, because you still mean a lot to me, da da da. I'm like, okay. So I'm really debating it, like, should I go? But at this point, his family was my family, so I knew in that moment, I was like, maybe I should be there because, you know, that's like my family too. So I want to be there for them because I know they're going to be sad. That's her son leaving. That's her brother leaving. Like, they're going to be sad. So I go. I watch him go off. But mind you, he invited the same bitch that he was fucking with to go too. But she didn't end up showing up. But he invited her too. I'm like, seriously? Really? So, to sum it up, he goes off to basic training. And, you know, he's there for a couple months. And, mind you, we're broken up. I get a letter in the mail. It says, stupid. To Aurelia Couture. I'm like, So I read the letter, and he's basically like, you know, this is me reading the letter. Throwing the fuck off. Aurelia, I love you so much. I'm sorry for everything that happened. And then he just starts talking about himself. I learned how to shoot this today, and da da da. I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck, Keisha.
Stupid. Like, I really don't care. Like, why are you telling me all this? He sends me the iPad. I don't care. Because at this point, I'm trying to get over you. And it's like, why are you still talking to me? Go talk to that girl. Go talk to Minor. We gonna call her Minor. Go talk to Minor. Go talk to her. So he's like, he writes me again 2 weeks later. Aurelia, I know I probably didn't talk about it, but I'm so sorry. I never meant to hurt you. You mean the world to me, and da-da-da. And guess what I was? Reeled back in. So I start writing him type shit. So we writing each other, you know, like it's 1942 when he at war or some shit. So we writing each other, and I'm like, okay. So he tells me he wants me to see him at his graduation, which is in South Carolina. So I'm like, you know what? I'm a ride or die bitch. I'm gonna go. So I go. I take a train and I go all the way to South Carolina. I spend my money. I probably spent like $300 to go down there, get a hotel, just so I could stay there for a couple days and, you know, watch him graduate, because I know that's an important part in his career. So I ride back with him and his family instead of taking the train. So I ride back with them. And the whole ride, he sitting in the front, in the middle, but we was with his family, and he was on his phone the whole time. Like, he was not talking to me at all. I'm like, okay, well, you know, he hadn't had his phone for a couple months, so that could be it. So while he's here, because he comes back for a week, so he's in the area for like a week. And while he's here, he's just like, you know, he's hanging out with all his friends. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to just let him hang out with his friends. I'm not going to trip. And, you know, we probably hung out twice. One of the times we got food, maybe, and then we went to his house and then the second time, I think the same thing. We went out to eat with his family. But all the other days he was here for the whole week. I requested off the whole week because I expected to see him almost every day, because, like, I'm supposed to be your girl. Like, didn't you miss me? So before he leaves, my friend Callie, she had a going away party because she was about to go off to college. So I go to that, and it started at like 8 o'clock. So I texted him at like 6:30, and I was like, I'm about to go to her party. I love you. Da 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 da. No response. I'm like, okay. So I'm at her party. I ended up drinking. I ended up smoking, and it's like 2 in the morning. And I get a message talking about, my bad, I fell asleep. I was like, and right when he sent that message, I was like, he just cheated on me. How did I know? Maybe because I had been cheated on him twice before, but I knew. She just cheated on me. So I told Callie, I'm like, I feel like I just got cheated on. She was like, oh, really? Maybe that's not what happened. Da, da, da. I'm like, okay. So the next day he leaves. He goes to wherever the fuck his training is. So he goes there. And I don't hear from him because he gets his phone taken away. He can't have his phone there. So then 2 days later, I get a DM again from not the girl's best friend, but the girl's sister, Minor's sister. And her sister's way younger than her. And she basically, like, you know, trying to be funny in my DMs, like, oh, that's your man, but he's all on my sis's dick. Like, they were just talking. So apparently the night that Callie had her going away party, he invited her over. She went over. They was kissing, talking, all that. Like he told her that he wasn't fucking with me and all that because she asked about me. And he lied to her and told her that we weren't talking. And he basically was like that he really likes her and he really wants to be with her and he can really see himself in a relationship with her. And, yo, how do you see yourself in a relationship with her when you're talking to me? Please explain. But anyway, so she came over to his house. Mind you, she's a virgin, a minor. And he tried to take her virginity. And she wouldn't let him. And that's about it. Like, after that, I seen that message and I sent him the longest paragraph of my life. And I had said some things that were very mean. And I was just like, you're dead to me. Do not ever talk to me again. I already know you was talking to Minor and you're dumb and you're a pedophile. Like, ew, why are you talking to a minor like that? That's freaking gross. That's disgusting. Don't ever talk to me again. Don't ever try to talk to me again. We're done. Like, we're done. And I think you already knew that that was going to happen. So that's kind of what happened. As of today, we kind of squashed the beef. Like, I don't hate him, but I just would never talk to him again. You know, he doing his thing. Good for him. But that's the end of the story, y'all. But there's a lot other stories that go into me and stupid. So if y'all want them story time, just let me know down below. Thank y'all so much. So much for watching and listening, because guys ain't shit. Girls ain't shit. But we already knew that. But thank y'all so much for watching. Bye.